Launch team wishes you good luck and Godspeed.
Space Monkeys blasting off with Alex Hatoum from Polka Häus, an absolute legend, here to tell us about his experience at AmsterDOT. Alex, welcome back to the show.
Hey Jay, great to be here again.
I know you just got in from Amsterdam last night while the party was still raging. Maybe you could tell us what the general mood was there at the first in-person Polkadot event since the before times.
Oh man, yeah, well I missed actually the closing party, which I hear was a blast. We had some the crew at AmsterDOT got some awesome DJs, two of which I think are part of Parody or Polkadot or something, which was awesome, I think.
Nice.
But yeah, no, the overall vibe of the whole event was great. I mean, people were really, really energized. It was really great to see a lot of people, in real life, some of which we met for the first time after interacting online for like 2 years. It was really awesome. The energy was just high throughout the whole event, and it was really well put together as well. They had a workshop space and then the panel spaces. It was all just really well organized.
Sold out event. Yeah,
sold out. I think you saw it. A bunch of DMs to the organizers trying to get in. People trying to buy, thinking they could buy tickets like on site and stuff. But I think everyone that wanted to get in, I think got in. They did a really good job accommodating everyone. So I think there were no people that couldn't get access.
And I'm just remembering now, actually, there was an Ethereum conference happening like in the same town, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's right. There's ETH Amsterdam and then the DevCon conference. There's a lot of people there from the crypto industry. So it was really a good time to do it. And actually the venue that they were able to secure, the team from Hydro was the team that put this together, and Jacob and his team, they secured an awesome venue, like, in a beautiful setting, and they really did a great job putting all this together. What
were some of the events that really stuck out to you during your time there?
Oh man, that's a tough question to answer. There's a lot of great talks. Dan from Akala kicked it off basically, and his talk was great. And, him being part of the ecosystem for as long as he's been a part of it, was just really awesome to watch the feedback and everyone essentially welcoming this first in-person event after a long time. Another one that stood out, I think it's Bit Green, was a very interesting project that I hadn't heard of. It's a carbon offset kind of projects.
Right.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Adam, who presented it, was very energetic, gave a really great presentation, got some awesome feedback. It'd be really hard to just list them all, because Kilt's presentation was awesome. Christine did a great job.
Nice.
Manta, obviously killing it as always. The Talisman crew, gave a couple great presentations. I think they also conducted a workshop, and they did a giveaway with like a ledger, and it was just all together, just an awesome event.
You must have got a lot of information that people who didn't go haven't received yet. Are there any projects people are sleeping on or should pay more attention to based on what you were hearing at the conference? Yeah,
it's kind of hard to answer that question because, running Polka Häus, we are kind of tapped into what everyone's doing and trying to coordinate with all the projects. So no, I can't say like huge surprises for me, but definitely, like, for example, Kintsugi, they announced their vaults. They did a workshop on how to create vaults. I think people are sleeping on that one because, there's still some cap left on the Kintsugi vaults. And I think, the yield on the vaults is extremely attractive. It's a very secure model. It's the world's first trustless kind of Bitcoin bridge. That's one I think a large part of the community is sleeping on, and they're fairly easy to put together a vault.
Yeah, you guys are running a vault, aren't you?
Yeah. Polka Häus has been running a vault since day one. We actually proposed the increase to the ceiling the first time, and then it was reached. So now we've been very happy with the performance of the vault. It's been an interesting learning experience. There were a couple bugs in the beginning that got sorted out. It was just overall a great learning experience, and it's been awesome watching the Bitcoin come into our vault and get minted into KBTC. and then move over to Karura, for example. So yeah, some cool stuff happening there.
You mentioned BitGreen there. Are there any other brand new projects that maybe none of us have heard about before?
We did announce during the Polka House talk, there's a project that was basically incubated through Polka House. There's a substrate developer, his name David Rodas. He reached out to me several months ago, probably like almost close to a year ago at this point, probably, asking about one of the venture firms in the ecosystem. And I asked him what he needed, and he told me, and we basically said, well, why don't we help incubate this project instead of taking it to a venture firm now? And so we did that, and the project's called Sumi, and it was announced during AmsterDOT, and it's basically a replacement for email or messaging apps, but it's a wallet-to-wallet messenger, and it'll work with Substrate, Ethereum, and Bitcoin addresses. You can also gate it with NFTs, and you can create spam filters, and so it's just a really cool, unique use case that we think will onboard new users into the ecosystem that are just looking for a better, secure communication platform. And hopefully, what I'm hoping is it can also unify some of the community communication that we have, because I don't know about you, but I'm not a huge fan of the whole Telegram, Discord, Twitter, everything being on all these different platforms and having to check 4 or 5 different things every single day just gets annoying.
Okay, so this is like a messaging service between wallets. Like I could send you your wallet email from my wallet?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. It's and then eventually it's going to move over to mobile, and so we're working with some of the wallet apps in the ecosystem that are doing mobile versions. Subwallet and Talisman and all. Fearless Nova. We're working with them to implement a mobile version as well. But initially a desktop version, you just enter the wallet address that you want to message, and you can send them a message. You can send them pictures, whatever. It's all done on chain, and there's also a naming service attached to this, so that once you know the recipient's wallet address, you can save them in an address book, and you don't have to type in that wallet address every single time.
And what were you saying about the NFT gating there?
Yeah, that's another awesome feature. So you can imagine, for example, I know the Kusama NFT community has a gated community inside of Telegram, but it's gated manually, right? There's really no way to verify an NFT on Telegram. But this way you could gate the messaging through the NFT so that no wallet that doesn't hold a Kusama would be able to receive that message and or send a message to that group as well. There is the ability to conduct it in a feeless way. So we are exploring those models. We're also exploring similar, I don't know if you remember, but Gmail started out being invite only. This is 20 years ago, I think. And so we're considering a model where the initial token holders get, tokens to gift to their friends and family. And so then they get, tokens when they set up an account that they can gift to other people. And then that way we can, create essentially a free model. So we're looking into all those alternatives.
Awesome. Maybe you could tell us about Pink Beach. I think it was an unopened event space that somehow you threw a massive Polkadot party in.
Yeah, it all came together super short notice. The Polka House team decided that we would go to AmsterDOT, really late, and we did what we could to find a spot, and by some miracle we found this very unique venue that was actually not opening until June 1st. And we got in touch with the owners, and they made some accommodations to allow us to hold this event there. And it couldn't be more fitting for what the Polkadot ecosystem was. I mean, it was literally a pink kind of beach setting, and it was decorated with dots all over the place. I mean, it was basically built for us. So it made our decorating job a lot easier, and no, it was a blast. We partnered again with the Pizza DAO. They provided the pizza for the event. We served our Polka House cocktail and the Interlake cocktail. It was just it was a great evening.
This is what I want to talk about here, because those cocktails, they're not just cocktails that you can drink. There's an NFT associated with them, a Remark 2.0 NFT, actually.
Yeah, the team over at Polka Potions is what we're calling it.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, our in-house sommelier and mixologist, he's the one that comes up with all of these recipes. And then the team over at Tricky NFT, They are the ones that are basically putting the NFT together and composing all of the layers. That the team at Artera Labs is doing all the artwork for us. And so, yeah, essentially, I think this first one has 4 items. So you've got like Mackenzie narrating the recipe, the actual picture of the cocktail so that you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. And the artistic representation is in 2 different layers. And I know there's been a little bit of confusion around this idea that we have for rev share with these NFTs and what we're calling pins. I'll clarify that here a little bit, but the NFT will be able to equip, we're thinking 3 or 4 pins per NFT. Those pins are the ones that will have the rev share. So currently the pins we've got slated are an OG pin for those that have been in Polka House for a long time.
Sure.
And we've got the Moon River staker pin and the Glimmer staker pin. So for those that are staking on our nodes, we've been taking snapshots over the last, several months. And we're going to award pins to those that have been delegating for the longest with us.
Amazing.
And we'll continue to do that throughout, the year. And then we do want to leave a 4th slot for a pin that would be like exemplary community service or something like that for people that are just doing, great things in the Polkadot ecosystem. I mean, I know a couple of your WagMedia ambassadors, I guess we can call them that, have been doing a lot of research and writing and content creation. Yeah. We'd love to be able to award people like that those pins so that they get a bit of the revenue share from the Polka House treasury.
So it's awesome art, revenue share. Is there any in real life component to them as well? Yeah,
I'm glad you asked. Yeah, so at all of our Polka House events, you would also get that drink that you hold. So we're going to make NFTs for each of the I guess they're different, not just parachain projects, but also like we've got the Chaos DAO cocktail.
Okay.
And so we've got the Kusama cocktail as well. So we're going to be making cocktails for communities, parachain teams, and then maybe also just other groups in the ecosystems that aren't DAOs or whatever. And then so at our events, at our in real life events, we'll be serving some of those cocktails. And if you hold the NFT, you basically get open bar at all of our IRL events. The next one we've got planned is Lockdown in Croatia. We're still fine-tuning the details for that, but if you own one of our NFTs, you'll have open bar privileges at our event.
Were you serving free cocktails at the Pink Beach?
Yeah, we were serving the Polka House and the Interlay. I think it was. I tried to kind of take a vote to see what people liked, but it was literally split down the middle. So it was awesome, and Mackenzie brought in like some volcanic salt from who knows where, and that was kind of the rim on the cocktail. So it was a very unique cocktail. He trained up the staff in one day to kind of make them. So it was just an awesome experience all around.
I don't think I saw this original drop for sale. Like, how did you distribute the NFTs?
Yeah, this first one just went to the Polka House OGs as an airdrop. And we're still trying to fine tune the kind of like the selling process, because the Polka House treasury will only receive 10% of the proceeds from this, from the entire NFT collection. The rest is going to go to Mackenzie, the mixologist, Artera Labs, the artist, and Tricky NFTs, the programmers. So they're still trying to fine tune the number to mint, because then each parachain team also will enact benefits for the NFT owners. So like the Interlay, for example, they're trying to figure out what they're going to give as a benefit to those that hold the NFT. Maybe it's a little bit better yield on any of their vaults, maybe some other swag or whatever benefit that they're trying to figure out. So I think based on that, the teams will figure out how many to mint and sell per project.
Wicked. Okay, so another part of the conference, it was actually before your party there, but I saw images of you on stage giving a talk. Do you want to share anything about what that talk was about?
Yeah, I mean, the team that put it together, allowed me to speak around communities in .sama. And so I was basically giving my take on what I think the ecosystem needs. I've talked about this in a couple of spaces in the past, but Yeah, I think the ecosystem gets a lot of criticism for not doing marketing. But, if we're being honest with ourselves, there was really nothing to market 6 months, until about 6 months ago. So, what was the ecosystem going to spend the marketing money on? So, I think now is the time to market it. Now is the time to bring these communities together. I make a big effort of, Polka House outreaching to other communities that aren't in .sama. So we partner with communities in Solana. We partner with communities in Ethereum to kind of get them to know about .sama, right? We were invited to bring a speaker to a Solana hacker house in New York City about a month ago. And so we asked Kenny from Manta to go speak, and he was the only non-Solana speaker there. Talking to a room full of Solana developers and investors about, privacy on Polkadot. And it was great because after his talk, a bunch of people came up to him, asked him, about Manta, about Polkadot, about Substrate. So, that's the kind of stuff, Polka House likes to do. So I kind of talked a little bit about that. And, we've been, I ended my presentation. I think that's the image that's been circulating a little bit on social media, but ended it with a kind of question around a world tour, because we have been thinking about this internally. Other teams have asked us to kind of think about this as well. And so we are considering maybe kicking off a world tour of sorts centered around .sama and Substrate, and trying to really bring in developers, but also, not just developers, but marketers and community managers and content creators. We really think we can create like a hackathon of sorts, but in different verticals for each of these different industries.
So when you say world tour, what's the idea there? Is it going to be a constant traveling band of Polka House people, or are you going to be planting yourself in big cities? Or?
Yeah, I mean, the way we envision it and what we've noticed too, I mean, this event here was just kind of a testament to that. It's just, after 2 years of lockdown, I think people want to connect in real life again. There's also like a lot of value. I think, I noticed during the workshops that they were packed, and the developers, I think it's a lot quicker to just get one-on-one time with the teams and learning from them, about how to develop, a project on top of their parachain versus trying to do it all remotely or on YouTube or whatever. So, that's kind of the vibe we're going for. So the idea that we've initially talked about internally is about 6 cities over the course of about 10 months, but really going to places that haven't really been touched by other ecosystems. So like, for example, South Korea is one that we really want to look at. Buenos Aires, Argentina, Mexico City. And so we're really looking to go for these communities that really haven't been explored by other ecosystems.
When do you think something like this would kick off?
Oh man, I mean, right now we're literally just in the planning phase, but if everything goes as planned, we would really like to be in South Korea for Blockchain Week and kick it off then, which is in August of this year.
And you mentioned another event that's not part of this world tour in Croatia. Is that coming up sooner?
Yeah, that's Blockdown. That's going to be, I think, May 11th through the 13th in Croatia, Bruno's hometown. So I'm sure the Remark team is going to have a heavy presence there.
Nice.
Yeah, and then obviously there's Polkadot Decoded after that, which we're planning a side event for, possibly in Mexico City. So, those are the 2 events that we would hold before kicking off this world tour.
That's crazy. Alex, every time I talk to you, you're just running a whole bunch of new projects, and all of them are so valuable for the community. I know a lot of people get a lot of value from being part of the Polka House Telegram group and just helping out wherever you are. I just want to thank you for all the work you do and all the contributions you make to .sama. It's just fantastic to have you around.
Same to you, Jay. I mean, I always like coming on here. We talk quite frequently. Your team is doing a great job as well. I mean, those daily videos you guys put out are such a huge help to the entire community. So I appreciate what you guys do as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're all just building together. And I want to thank you again for coming on, and hopefully we can talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Happy to do it again. Good talking to you, Jay.